So we are going through Maths Paper 1 2018. So I'm just waiting for people to join. I'm just waiting for people to join. So I'll be here for a few minutes. I'll be here for a few minutes. So you can definitely notify someone that we are live now. Notify someone that we are live. Notify someone that we are live. So we start. Those who are joining us, they'll find us. So for the first one, we are simplifying 4x plus 2y minus 3x minus 8y. So the first thing that you look at here, number one, are brackets. So you did BODMAS. That means number one, you first look at the brackets. So we have brackets here, like that. Secondly, there is of division, multiplication, there's addition and subtraction. So for this one, what you do is that you have to expand these, expanding these, expanding that. So here there's a negative, of course. That means there's an invisible one here. That means it will be -1 by this, -1 by that. So 4 by x, that's 4x. 4 by 2y, that's 8y. Then there's a negative here, negative by 3x, so that's -3x. Then there's negative, that is a positive. That means it's plus 8y. That's what we have here. So when you get here, what you do is that you group the like terms. Group the like terms. That's what you do. So this is the same with that, and these two are the same. So it will be 4x minus 3x plus 8y plus 8y. 4x minus 3x, that's just x. 8y plus 8y, that is plus 16y. That means that is your answer for the first one. X plus 16y. That's the answer for the first one. So it's 2018 GCE paper 1. 2018 GCE paper 1. So you can check through the questions if you have the paper. If you don't have, you can easily get it on Z past papers. It's there. The second one, we are evaluating. So you can take a look at the solution for just a minute. You can take a look at the solution for a minute. You can take a look at the solution for a minute. So as you are looking at the solution, evaluate 27 2/3. That is what we are finding. Now, whenever we have x a over b, so this might be any number that you have, any number. and this might be a number, and that might be a number. So number 1, b is known as the root. B is known as the root. So if there is a 1 over 2 here, 1 over 2, that means this is your square root. There's a 2 here, square root. If there's 1 over 3, that means this is the cube root. Cube root. If there's a 3. If there's 1 over 4, this is the fourth root. Like that. Then, a is known as the power. A is known as the power. A is known as the power. So, both of these are powers, yes. But this one is the root, that one is the power. What do I mean? If you have something like, let's say, 2 over 5, 5 is the fifth root. Then 2 is the power. What do I mean? This is what I mean. If you have x, a over b, you first find the root of this. Find the root. Find root of this, which has got all to do with the b. Then afterwards, now it will be now the answer of this to the power a. So the root of b, like this, then there's x inside here. The root of this b there. Then the answer that you find here, what you do? You say to the power a. That's what helps. So b is the root. So if there's a 2, that's your square root. If there's a 3, that is the cube root. If there's a 4, that's the fourth root, a 4. So when you find this answer here, it will be now, let's say your answer was a y. It will be y to the power a. That will be your final answer. Y to the a, like that. So back to the question. Back to the question. So I'm trying to check if there are any questions from some of you. So 27, 2 over 3. That means number 1, you find the cube root of 27. And what is a cube root? Is a number that you can say a times a times a to give you a 27. They must be the same. So if it's 5 times 5 times 5, they must be the same, like that. So which number can you say number by the same number by the same number, and it gives you a 27? Rule number 1. Then afterwards, cube root of this to the power 2. Cube root of 27, the answer squared. That is what we'll be doing here. So we know that we can try out numbers. We can try out numbers. Now, trying out these numbers, we can see that if we say 1 by 1 by 1, what we have is a 1. If we have 2 by 2 by 2, what we have is 8. Like that. And 3 by 3 by 3, what we have is a 27. 4 by 4 by 4, what we have is a 64. That means definitely the cube root of 27 is a 3. It's a 3. So cube root of 27 squared, which is equal to 3 squared. 3 squared is just equal to 9. And that's your solution. So I don't know if there's any question on this one. I don't know if there's any question on this one. So we go to the next one. We have a straight line passing through A 3, 2 and B 5, Y has a gradient of -2. Find the value of Y. Find the value of Y. So you can look at the solution of this one for just a minute, then we continue. Then we continue. Now, a straight line A 3, 2. So we go to the other side. So A is 3, 2. We go to the other side. So A is 3, 2. Sorry for this. 3, 2. And B is 5, y. B is 5, y. So finding this, they are saying the gradient of this line AB, M is equal to -2. So what do we know? We know gradient is equal to y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Looking at these numbers, we can make this to be our x1, we can make this to be our y1, we can make this to be our x2, and we can make that to be our y2, like that. x1, y1, x2, y2. So we know that the gradient here is a -2, meaning where there is this, we put a -2 is equal to y2, that's a y, so it's y minus y1 is a 2. You divide by x2, that's 5 minus 3, which is x1, of course. So we can work on this. So it's -2 is equal to y minus 2, that's y minus 2 over 5 minus 3, that's a 2. So we know this is over 1. So it's 2 by that, it's -4. 1 by y minus 2 is just y minus 2. Like that. So -2 goes the other side. So it's negative. If it goes this side, it's now a positive. 2 minus 4 is equal to y. So 2 minus 4. 2 minus 4. You follow the sign of the bigger number. The bigger number is negative, which is 4, of course. That means our y is just equal to -2. Our y is equal to -2. our y is equal to negative 2. I don't know if you have any questions on this one, you can definitely ask. You can definitely ask. You can definitely ask. Then let's so you can look at the solution. You can look at the solution. So we can now do number 4. We can now do number 4. Factorize completely. Factorize completely. So mostly when they ask you to do so, what you're having is a difference of 2 squares. Mostly a difference of 2 squares. So make sure that you can make something that looks like a difference of 2 squares. So number 1, you first look at, you factorize any number that might be common. You factorize any number that might be common. So there's 5 there, there's 5 there. So 5 goes outside. So you say 5 into 5x squared. The 5 cancels, you remain with x squared. 5 into 5, that's just minus 1. Like that. So we have x squared minus 1. So when do you have a difference of 2 squares? It happens if a minus b squared. A must have a square root, just like b must have a square root. If that doesn't happen, this can be a difference of 2 squares. Like that. So for this one, x squared has got a square root of what? This x. 1 has got a square root of 1. That means definitely this is a difference of 2 squares. Like that. So we can now finish it. So whenever we have a squared minus b squared, this is the same as a minus b, then a plus b. Like that. So what we have? Square root of x squared is just x minus square root of 1, that's a 1, then x plus 1. That means that is your solution. So this by that, you'll be having that. So if you want, you can prove it. Okay, let's prove it. So this is the final answer. So let's try and do x minus 1, x plus 1. X by x, that's x squared. X by 1, that's plus x. Negative 1 by x, that's negative x. Negative 1 by positive 1, that's negative 1. So it's x squared plus x minus this is just a 0. So this goes, then minus 1. Back to that one. So you can definitely take a look at the solution. take a look at the solution. Unfortunately, I can't really view what you might ask. So once I'm done, I think I'll go through any questions that you might have, so that at least we can move together. So that's the answer for number 4. 2018 GCE paper 1. 2018 GCE paper 1. That is what we are solving right now. We go to number 5. So we can take a look at the solution for the last time, then we continue. We can take a look at the solution. Yeah. So we have some wonderful circles here. They are looking so in the marriage. So we have this C, and the part which has been shaded is this. So they have not shaded C and the outer part. So number 1, let's look at what has been shaded. So we are finding a set notation that defines that. So let's first see what has been shaded. Number 1, thou shaded A and B, but excluded C and the outer part. They have shaded A and B, then they have excluded C and the outer part. So if they shaded this, what do I mean? If they shaded this, that means this is A union B, A, B, C. This is A union B. Combining these two, A union B. But they have not shaded the part which has C there. It's excluded. That means whenever they don't include anything, that means what we're having is a complement, which is shown by that symbol there. Like that. So they have not shaded C and the outer part. So since they have shaded A and B is shaded, that means it will be A union B. That's the first one. A union B. A union B. A union B. Now, if it's just A union B, that means it must also include this part there. But it's not included. That means what you're writing is intersection. Intersection. C is not included. Intersection C complement. A union B intersection C complement. That means what is not found in C but is found in A and B. What is not found in C but is found in A and B. For example, if we can put numbers here, so just let me just check if we have any questions here before I proceed. So we don't have any questions. So let's put letters here. Let's put A there. Let's put B there. Let's put C, D, E, F, G. So these are elements. So there's A, there's B, there's C, there's D, there's E, F. Let's put under E, F, G, H there. Now let's find A union B. A union B. So A union B is equal to A B C D E H. A B C D E H. That is A union B. Like that. Then C complement. What is not found in C? C complement. That means what you have here is this excluded. It's AH, let's say AB, H, then and the G. Now, if we say A union B intersection C complement, that means what is found in both sets. So A union B intersection C complement, what we have is A is common, B is common, H is common. That means you shade where there's A, where there's B, and where there's this H. That means A, H, B. This part here. So the answer for number 5 is A union B intersection C complement. So let's do number 6, which will most likely be the last one for today. So given that C is equal to, so you can take a look at the solution. So I was going back forth to where this came from. So I gave you the answer and I took it back. Like that. How do you shade when you're given this? Like that. So if you know how to shade, that means you can easily know how to find this. You can take a screenshot if you want, I think that would be easier for you, unlike you writing. So I'm not deleting the video, so you can actually watch it even after I'm done. C is equal to 5 negative 1, so it's 2018 GCE paper 1. 2018 GCE paper 1. 2018 GCE paper 1. 2018 GCE paper 1. So they're saying C is equal to 5. 5 minus 1, 2 and a 1. And D is equal to 1 negative 2. 1 negative 2. So we are expressing CD as a single matrix. Single matrix. So when they are saying express this as a single matrix, that means the only thing that you're doing here is multiplying. Multiplication of these matrices. Now, what's the rule? What is the rule? So, these are ordered as rows and columns. That's row by column. So, this is C and that is D. Now, when you are multiplying, make sure that the number of columns in C is equal to the number of rows in D. Make sure the number of columns in C is equal to the number of rows in D. So this shows their compatibility. Compatibility. If these numbers are not the same, that means they can't be multiplied. That's impossible. Then this and that shows the order of the answer. Order of the answer. The number of rows in the first one are in C, and the number of columns in the second one, which is of course D, shows you the order of the answer. So what do we mean? So there's a C is a 2 by 2 matrix. D is a 2 by 1 matrix. D is a 2 by 1 matrix. So there's a 2 there. That means they are compatible. Then there's a 2 by 1, 2 by 1, 2, 1. That means your answer must have 2 rows and 1 column. Like that. So it must be something like D. So let's work on it on the other side. So this is the last question that we are doing for today. Then we shall continue tomorrow. So we go to the other side. Any multiplication is done by multiplying the rows by column. So these are the rows by column. Rows by column. So it's 5 by 1, so it's 5 by 1 plus negative 2 by negative 1. Like that. That's the first one, so this might be like that. Then it's 2 by 1, 2 by 1 plus 1 by negative 2, 1 by negative 2. So what do we have here? We have 5 plus 2. Then we have 2 plus negative 2. So what we have here is just 7 2. Positive, negative, that's negative 2. Meaning our final answer is just equal to 7, 0. And that's our final answer for this one. That's our final answer. So if you have any questions, you can definitely send me a message in my inbox, or you can just comment, and I will analyze your question. Unfortunately, I can't see your comments or whatever you might have to say. Unfortunately, I can't see them. I can't see them. So the answer is to your right. So you can take a look at the answer one more time. So I'll be back here. I'll be back here probably at 6:10. At 6:10, and at 20, 16 hours and 20, I'll be back here. So we'll be looking at physics and chemistry respectively. So I am signing out. If you are just joining in, I'm not deleting this video. You can just simply watch the video. So tomorrow we go to number 7. Number 7, then up to somewhere we shall have, I think, let's say maybe a 1-hour session, God willing. God willing. So we can definitely continue with this tomorrow. So I'll be back here at 6:10. So I am signing out. So you can take a look at the solution one more time.